love you too, son.
It's showtime.
Hey, what's up, ghouls and gals? It's me, Ryan T here, and I'm gonna review Daddy's Home 2. Alright guys, you know the drill. All my new movie reviews, I try to make them short, sweet, simple, and to the point, and as spoiler-free as possible. Alright, we're just gonna jump right into it. First of all, I want to say this. Daddy's Home 2 is really just Daddy's Home, but set during Christmas.
You shut up!
And that's really evident, or it's very in your face, and it's very evident. It's very evident that this film is that film. I don't want to say that this film is a soulless cash grab, but it's kind of a soulless cash grab.
You shut up!
And I wasn't gonna go that hard on this film, but as I was driving home from the theater, I really had time to let this film kind of gestate, kind of just like sit there and kind of just like get in all of my brain juices and
That's gross.
really just think about it. And there was really no reason for this film to be made. I know that could probably be said about a lot of films, but this film in particular, it really didn't have a reason to be made. Like I just said a second ago, it's the same exact film as the first one. The only difference is that it's set in Christmas. Mark Walhberg and Will Ferrell's character are at each other's throats, trying to decide who's the better dad and whose place is where in their sort of weird blended family dynamic. That's not to say that the film isn't enjoyable. I mean, it's kind of enjoyable. It's somewhat serviceable if you're into that whole family film type thing. But for the most part, the film lacks any originality, and the film just feels like one long SNL sketch where Will Ferrell keeps getting hit over the head with things, or keeps falling down, or just keeps acting like some dumb buffoon or some shit. And I know it sounds like I'm being a little too hard on this film, but the film, it really didn't have any reason to exist, nor did it really have any reason to just to be made at all. I mean, this film really left me like wondering, like, why would Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg do this movie? Oh well, I mean, I know why. But other than the obvious reason for doing this film, there is no other reason for them to do this film other than the fact that I guess maybe they like Christmas a lot. I don't know. But this movie, it is really like what I said. It's a soulless cash grab. It's an hour and 40 minutes of Will Ferrell falling down and getting hit over the head with things, and there isn't really much substance there. There's no how do you say? There's no meat on these bones. There's no meat on these bones. This movie literally doesn't have anything. And one thing that kind of upset me, and I don't know if it's me just being like a fucking snowflake, but Mel Gibson in this movie just kind of upset me. Like, why is Mel Gibson in a family movie? We all know Mel Gibson has a fucking checkered fucking past. And I hate to be one of those dudes, but don't let Mel Gibson come out in family movies. It's not good. He's not a family man. He's not a family guy. He's fucking Mel Gibson. He calls people sugar tits and makes anti-Semitic remarks. So there's that. The film does have some moments where I did laugh. Like, they had this one gag where Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg are standing in front of a mirror, and Will Ferrell's like, the only person that can ruin your Christmas is staring right back at you. And that would have been a hilarious moment if not for the fucking trailers ruining it! That's another thing. I know I'm supposed to be reviewing Daddy's Home Part 2 here, but why do fucking trailers insist on showing you more than you need to fucking see? I can't even count on my fucking hands how many times I've been fucking had a movie ruined by a fucking trailer. Why do trailers do that? I don't get it. Why do trailers feel the need? Well, it's not even trailers, because trailers aren't fucking sentient. It's not like there's some lord of trailers just making fucking trailers. Whoever fucking is cutting trailers in Hollywood, or making these trailers in Hollywood, stop putting the whole fucking movie in the fucking trailer, goddammit! And stop making so many goddamn trailers! And that's another thing. Why is there trailers for trailers? Why is there a teaser for a trailer? I'm not that old, but back in the day, I remember when I was a kid that when you got the trailer, it was just a trailer. There wasn't a fucking trailer for the trailer or a pre-trailer for the pre-trailer. The fuck is that, man? Okay, I'm sorry. I kind of went off into another tangent. Let's get back to Daddy's Home Part 2. Where was I? Ah, yes. The movie is a soulless cash grab, devoid of any originality, and has no reason for existing. Yeah, that's where I was. The only thing that saves this movie is Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg's chemistry. That is literally the only thing that makes this movie work. If you took out Will Ferrell or if you took out Mark Wahlberg, this movie would be more boring than it is already, and it's pretty boring as it is. I don't think I can really rip into this movie anymore, more than I already have. Or you know what? I can. There's one more thing. The ending of this movie. Dear Lord, the ending of this movie is like if I put ham on my fist and just like opened up your mouth and went like, it's the definition of ham-fisted, the ending of this movie. I shit you not, the ending of this movie takes place in a fucking movie theater where Will Ferrell utters the lines, "Oh, it's a PG-13 movie. It must be good for the whole family." I don't know if he meant that to be meta, knowing Will Ferrell, he probably did, but it just came off as like, why are you doing this? And I know this movie bothered me a little bit more than most, but watch the movie and you'll see why. Or maybe you won't, but I think you'll see what I'm talking about. The movie, it should be harmless and it should be a fun, cheerful, joyful movie, and don't get me wrong, it is that. It's that sometimes, but it's fucking has a thin veil over its face, like it's like, hey, we're being joyful, but every now and again the little cash grab monster peeks out. It's like, hey, oh, we're nice and peaceful, cash grab monster. So yeah, it's a cash grab. That's it. That's it. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's it.